India is a state in South Asia. The official name of the country is Republic of India. It is the largest country in South Asia and the seventh largest in the world in terms of geographical size. On the other hand, in terms of population, this country is the second most populous country in the world and the largest democracy in the world. Pakistan is bordered by China, Nepal and Bhutan to the northeast and Bangladesh and Myanmar to the east. In addition, Sri Lanka, Maldives and Indonesia are some of the islands in the Indian Ocean. The Indian coastline is bounded on the south by the Indian Ocean, on the west by the Arabian Sea, and on the east by the Bay of Bengal. The Indian subcontinent has been known for its economic prosperity and cultural heritage since time immemorial. The historical Indus civilization developed in this region. Multiple giant empires were established here in different periods of history. The various trade routes of the history and the famous trade routes maintained the trade and cultural relations of other civilizations of the world with this region. Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism and Sikhism. India is the birthplace of these four world religions. In the first millennium AD, Zoroastrianism, Persia, Judaism, Christianity and Islam entered the country and made a significant impact on Indian culture. From the first half of the 18th century, the British East India Company was able to gradually bring most of the Indian territory under its control. In the middle of the 19th century, the country became a full-fledged British colony. Then in 1947, after a long struggle for independence, India emerged as an independent state. With the enactment of the Constitution in 1950, India became a sovereign democratic republic. India is currently a parliamentary republic with 26 states and 8 union territories. The Indian economy is the 12th largest in the world in terms of market exchange rate and the 4th largest in terms of purchasing power parity. Today, India is the second fastest growing economy in the world in terms of economic growth as a result of the economic reform policy adopted by the Indian government in 1991-18. However, extreme poverty, illiteracy and malnutrition are still major problems in India. Culturally, India is a multi-religious, multilingual, and multinational country. The diversity of wildlife and flora is also observed in this country. Origin: the name Bharat originates from the name of the mythical king Bharat of the Chandra dynasty. It is said that this year or region was named Bharatvarsha because it was given to Raja Bharat. The English word India comes from the original Persian name for the river Indus. The ancient Greeks also called the Indians Indoi, inhabitants of the Indus River basin. After independence, the name India came into vogue in the Constitution of India and in public. The Persian word Hindustan, or Hindustan, the land of the Indus, was also used in the Middle Ages to mean North India. In some cases, the term is also used to mean the whole of India. History: Ancient India. The Bhimbetka rock field in the state of Madhya Pradesh is one of the oldest known human settlements in India. People lived here even a million years ago. Permanent human settlement developed in this country about 9,000 years ago, which over time took the form of the history-famous Indus Valley civilization of West India. The estimated period of this civilization is 3300 BC. Then the Vedic age began in India. It was during this period that Hinduism and other cultural features of ancient Indian society emerged. The end of the Vedic period is approximately 500 BC. By about 550 BC, many independent monarchies and democracies, known as the Mahajanapadas, were established in India. In the 3rd century BC, most of the territories of South Asia were united under the Maurya Empire, founded by Chandragupta Maurya and ruled by Ashoka. Medieval India. The reign of the Gupta emperors in the 3rd century AD is known as the Golden Age of ancient India. Besides, empires like Pala in eastern India and Chalukya, Chola and Vijayanagar in Deccan were formed. Under the patronage of all these kings, science, technology, art, literature, astronomy and philosophy flourished. Islam entered India from Central Asia between the 10th and 12th centuries AD. As a result, the whole of northern India became part of the Sultanate and later of the Mughal Empire. During the reign of Mahamati Akbar, the country was as cultural as ever, and as economic progress began, so did the Hindu-Muslim religious harmony. Gradually, the Mughal emperors were able to establish their authority over a large part of the subcontinent. However, the Ahom dynasty of Assam, which dominates in the northeast, and a few other states were able to successfully resist the Mughal invasion. Early modern India. From the 16th century, European powers like Portugal, the Netherlands, France and the United Kingdom began to set up trading posts in India. Later on, taking advantage of the internal political turmoil in the country, they were able to establish a colony in India. Modern India. By 1857, most of India had been annexed by the British East India Company. A year later, a joint mass uprising between the Indian sepoys and the native states took place. This event in the history of India is known as the First Indian War of Independence or Sepoy Mutiny. Although this revolt failed, it exposed the weaknesses of the company's rule in the country. So India was brought under the direct rule of the British monarchy. In the 20th century, the Indian National Congress and other political organizations started the independence movement across the country. Indian leader Mahatma Gandhi along with millions of people started a non-violent national law-breaking national movement. The struggle of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose and his Azad Hind Fauj towards the end of independence movement is a glorious chapter in the history of India. India was liberated from British rule on the 15th of August 1947. At the same time, the Muslim inhabited areas in the eastern and western parts of the country were divided into the state of Pakistan. With the introduction of the new constitution on the 26th of January 1950, the Democratic Republic of India was established. After independence, religious intolerance, caste, Naxalism, terrorism and the rise of regional separatists in Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and the northeast were rampant in the country. India's urban areas have been the victims of such violence since the 1990s. The Sino-Indian War of 1962 intensified the dispute with China, and the Pak-India Wars of 1948, 1965, 1971 and 1999 intensified the border dispute with Pakistan. India is one of the founding members of the United Nations, as British India, and the Non-Aligned Movement. India declared itself a nuclear power by conducting an underground nuclear test in 1974 and 5 more in 1998. As a result of the economic reforms initiated in 1991, India, now one of the fastest growing economies in the world, has been able to make a huge impact in the world.